Hey guys, this is Miss Smith. I'm going to be doing your word study A and B practice today. So remember, with part A, we are looking at our sentences. We are filling in the blank with the correct vocabulary word. So number 1, it says, after I injured my knuckle, I could not fully blank my finger. All right, so if I look at our word list here, the only one that's really going to make sense here, talking about what you're trying to do to this finger that you have injured, is going to be the word extend. Because if you injured your knuckle, you're not going to be able to move your finger fully. Number 2, the politicians finally ended their heated and blank debate. Okay, if I look at the word list that I have for this week, they're heated and blank debate. So out of these options, the one here that makes the most sense is going to be a contentious debate. All right, number 3. With this hot weather, I am having trouble finding blank to train for my race. Okay, so you're trying to train for a race here, but you have a lot of hot weather. So looking back to our list over here, I'm going to choose the word motivation, because if you're trying to train for a race and it's really hot outside, you're not going to be nearly as motivated or want to go out and practice. All right, number 4. The black clouds of soot from the factory smokestacks can really blank from the city's appearance. Okay, so looking at the choices we have left, I'm going to choose the word detract here. And the reason for that is because we know with detract, it's kind of taking away from something. So you have these black clouds of soot. It's really taking away from the way that the city looks. Number 5, the blank in the rubber band was so high that he was sure it would snap soon. All right, well, if you've ever played with a rubber band, you know that when you stretch it, you have a lot of tension on the rubber band as you pull it further and further apart. So we're talking about the tension in the rubber band on that one. Number 6, they needed a blank to pull their car out of the ditch. All right, well, if you've ever had a vehicle stuck in the ditch, something has to pull it out. The only one here that makes sense would be a tractor, because that's what you're going to use to be able to get the car out of the mud or out of the ditch, wherever it's stuck. Number 7, the child's blank for running away was to avoid punishment. All right, so if I look at this, the only word here that's going to work would be motive. So that would be the reason that the child was running away. All right, number 8, the hot metal will blank or shrink once it cools. Okay, so if we're talking about something shrinking here, because we have that context clue inside our commas, that's going to be contract. So it's going to contract or get smaller. Number 9, I was very confused because I wasn't paying blank. All right, well, with the words we have left, the only one here that makes sense is going to be the word attention. If you are not paying attention, you are going to be confused on what you're supposed to be doing. And number 10, the blank food truck is like a restaurant on wheels. All right, so it's a restaurant and it's moving, so it's going to be the mobile food truck. All right, so let's go ahead and move down to practice B. All right, remember for these, we have yes or no questions. We're treating them like true or false questions. So number 1, a contentious atmosphere is very friendly. Well, we know that if something is contentious, you're not really getting along. Things are not working together very well. So this one's going to be a no. Number 2, the tractor can be used to pull heavy and large objects. Well, if we think back to practice A, we were just talking about the tractor pulling a car out of the ditch. So this one would be yes. Number 3, a motive can explain why a person acts a certain way. All right, well, on this one, we know that that's going to be a yes, because your motive is going to be the reason that you do something. Number 4, if something contracts, it stretches. Well, based on what we read in our definition, we know that that's going to be the opposite of stretching. If it's contracting, it is getting smaller or shrinking. So that one's no. Number 5, a mobile home has wheels under it. Well, we know that if something is mobile, it's able to move, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the home has wheels. So we're going to say no on this one. Number 6, damage can detract from the value of baseball cards. All right, if we're looking at a baseball card and we're trying to sell it, if it's damaged, it's not going to be worth as much as it would have been if it was in good condition. So we're going to choose yes on number 6. Number 7, motivation will prevent you from achieving your goals. And this should be an R right there. All right, so if you have motivation, it's not going to prevent you from achieving a goal. It's going to help you to achieve one. So this is going to be no. Number 8, attention and focus are synonyms. And this one is a yes, because if you have focus on something, you are paying attention to it. Number 9, to reach something, you might need to extend your arm. Well, we know that if we're extending something, we're stretching it out or moving it outwards. So this one's going to be yes. And number 10, if there is tension in your life, it is easy to relax and be calm. Well, if you have tension, you're likely going to be stressed out, which is not going to make it easy for you to relax or to be calm. So this one is going to be a no.